number, normally 24 cones of 2.08 kg each for knitted yarn. Total weight of the package is 50 kg, but for woven yarn, total weight of the package is 100 pounds. Finally, these cartons are shifted to produce fabric and so on. This department is equipped with modern testing machines. These machines are used to determine the quality such as strength, thick and thin place, U%, CV%, hairiness count, etc. Woven fabrics are composed of longitudinal or warp threads and traverse or web threads interlaced with one another according to the class of structure and form of design that are desired. Process flow to manufacturing woven fabric. Yarn from spinning. Warp yarn preparation. Warping, sizing, drawing in and denting, looming. Weaving, weft yarn preparation, for conventional loom, for modern loom, pern winding, cone, directly from spinning, weaving. Now let's enter into a fabric manufacturing industry, that is weaving mill, to see the grey fabric manufacturing procedure from the yarn as per production flow. Warping is aimed at preparing the weaver's beam to be set up on the weaving machine. Warping carries out following operations. Creation out of a limited number of warp threads. Create load of a warp composed of any number of threads with the desired length. Arrangement of above-mentioned threads according to the desired sequence. Manufacturing of a warp beam with set characteristics. If the quilling capacity is equal or higher than the number of warp threads, the warping would simply entail the direct winding on the warp beam of the threads coming from the quill. Generally, this condition does not take place, and even with the quills of high capacity, the number of quilling positions never corresponds to the number of threads, which is always by far higher than the number of bobbins which the quill can contain. This problem has been solved by dividing the warping operation into two phases. First phase, unwinding of the threads from the bobbins and the winding on intermediate carriers till attainment of the required total number of warp threads. Second phase, simultaneously rewinding of all these threads and subsequent winding on the weaver's beam. The contemporaneity of these two operations is the prerequisite to produce a beam where all threads show same tension and length. Depending on the kind of intermediate carrier used, the industrial warping process can be carried out according to two different technologies. Sectional warping, indirect or conical drum or dresser warping, beam warping or direct warping, preparatory beam warping. Now we focus the principle of sectional warping. Sizing is a complementary operation which is carried out on warps formed by spun yarns with insufficient tenacity or by continuous filament yarns with zero twist. In general, when sizing is necessary, the yarn is beam warped. Therefore, all beams corresponding to the beams are fed as soon as warping is completed to the sizing machine where they are assembled. Sizing consists of impregnating the yarn with particular substances which form on the yarn surface a film with the aim of improving yarn smoothness and tenacity during the subsequent weaving stage. Thanks to its improved tenacity and elasticity, the yarn can stand without problems the tensions and the rubbing caused by weaving. There is not just one sizing recipe which is valid for all processes. On the contrary, the sizing methods change depending on the type of weaving machine used, on the yarn type and count, on the technician's experience and skill, but above all, on the kind of material in progress. The only common denominator of the various sizing materials is that they have to be easily removable after weaving in order to allow carrying out without problems the selected finishing cycle. The substances used as sizing material are potato, flour, starches, glues, fats, but also talc and kaolin when a particularly thick size is requested. Now we focus the principle of traditional sizing scheme. Changing style means producing a new fabric style. Weaver's beam changing means going on weaving the same fabric style, just replacing the empty beam with a full beam of same type. Drawing in consists of threading the warp ends through the drop wares, the hilts and the ridge. Depending on the styles of the produced fabrics and on the company's size, this operation can be carried out manually by drawing in male or female workers. Now we focus the principle of weaving to produce a fabric on the rapier loom or weaving machine. The faults such as flaps, double picks, mispicking, missing end, etc. are determined here.